Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lea, I'm from Germany and this is a video about my cross-stitch stuff. Yeah, so let me introduce you to the star of the show. She is a design by Filanthrope Embroideries, which is a French company, and I got the kit. It got delivered this week and this is my entry for the diversity cell, and I will talk more about her at the end of the video because all the instructions are in French. She has a special printed canvas which is beautiful. That made me buy the kit because this is one of a kind fabric. It's 28, 30, I think it's even 32 count Jobelin, so this is awesome. And special embroidery flosses from France, who are called Allegro 40. The brand is Orifil. And yeah, so I'm very excited about this, and I will show you all the details of this kit at the end of the video. Now, just a minute, I saw this on the collaboration video with Michelle Bandy and the Sunshine Stitchers, and if you haven't seen the video yet, go watch it. It's really epic. The projects in this video are epic, and it's really awesome to see like two of my favorite channels collab together. It was very fun to watch, so that's where I saw her and I had to buy her. I had to get the kit immediately. Okay, so let's start with my statistics of the month of June? Yeah, it's June. Okay, now let me show you. This is my app called Timesheet, and this is how I track my progress. I have to manually adjust the focus because my autofocus makes noises. Okay, so I stitched for almost 32 hours in the entire month, which is not very good for me, but I got back into diamond painting and that's the reason probably why I don't have so much stitchy time. I think at least 10 hours I worked on my diamond painting, which you see some progress pictures in my other videos. Please tell me if you're interested in diamond painting videos in English, because it's a little bit of work to do for me. If I knew people would want to watch that, I would happily do that, but I need some feedback to get me to do the extra work of yeah, making those diamond painting videos in English. But I really want to keep that topic off my cross-stitch videos. I will always make separate diamond painting videos. So, I mean, you can, if you want to, this is a tracker for work, for freelance work, so you can do your finances with it. And I really love that app. It tells you on which days you work the most. For me it's Sunday and on Wednesday. And yeah, so these are the projects I've been working on, and this is a big help for me to make my videos at the end of the month. And it's also really nice because you can, if you want to track monthly how much you worked on your things, you just have to press a button and there you go. So I worked 16 hours on Teresa Wentzler, The Castle. So let me show this to you. And this is 50% of the month I worked on that. So here we go. This is where I got, and I'm very proud of my progress. What do you think? It's a little yellow on the display. I don't know. I have to... Okay. Here we go. So I worked on... I filled in this fluffy part of the wings with the called for colors. Then I think these are the called for colors as well. Here on the far end of these fluffy parts. And then I continued with the color conversion that I started here and started the wings. So yeah, I really love it, and as you can see I backstitch as I go. I think I also filled in some parts here on the tower, and oh my god, look at this, there are so many tiny parts where you need to backstitch, and keep in mind everywhere where you have these tiny backstitches you have half cross stitches, so you do half a stitch. No, it's quarter cross stitches. So you do I need to get my camera up so I can show it to you very close, because I want to show you something how this Teresa Wentzler stuff works, and how I go about counting these partial crosses. And also keep in mind that this is a pretty easy. So I took a look at the other patterns, and I think this is pretty easy compared to all the other Teresa Wentzler patterns. So yeah, it's like the stitches are just like a half stitch over one. That's a quarter stitch. So you have the shading very precise in these parts. So for example, up here are 2 quarter stitches, and you do like this triangle, and on here is a quarter stitch on the outside as well. So it's a bit frustrating when you're stitching it, and it's a bit hard to see, to be honest. But for me it's very easy if I have been working on this to go over with the backstitch right away, because when I stitch everything and then I have to come back and I'm not familiar with the area anymore, I imagine it's very hard to see all the half stitches, and they're pretty similar shades. So I imagine it's a bit more difficult if you do the backstitching later, to be honest. But I mean, if that's not a problem for you, good for you. But for me, I think I will have trouble if if I just stitched that, I know where the stitches are, and I can easily find where my back stitches have to go, and it's very satisfying because look at that. I mean, you know why she does it, right? This is so detailed and plastic and like dimensional, I wanted to say. Yeah, so I think it's really worth it, and you quickly understand why you have to do all these tiny quarter stitches, because the result is amazing. Now, the second thing that is pretty difficult in these kinds of patterns is that when you want to count in a direction and you have a lot of small quarter stitches on your way, they don't fill up the square. So if I'm traveling from here to here and I have a quarter stitch somewhere here to do, you know, there's a lot of potential for miscounting. So what I'm doing, I mean, usually I'm parking, but what I'm doing here is I try to work my way out, and I try not to stray away from where I am stitching. And if I am coming to a point where I have to go like further away from my already made stitches, like here, and this is the dark green, and it would be going down here, so it would be apart from these stitches, so there's potential that I miscount. Now what I'm doing is I park it, so I'm looking for the next spot where I have to make the X before I have to travel very far. And so I have to make the X right here on the corner, and then I mark my pattern with a tiny dot in the corner, so I know there is a part thread, and I can connect it to the color on the pattern, and I know which color this is and which symbol this is. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to do this with many colors so I don't get confused, but yeah, so that way I don't have to end the thread when I have to travel a little bit on my piece, and yeah, it helps me to prevent miscounting. So I'm really trying to work my way out along the lines that I already stitched and count directly from there and not leave much space in between. So another example, I'm showing you a little bit of the pattern now. This is my working copy, so I can quickly show you maybe a bit better. So this is the floss that I showed you that is parked right here, and you see I made a little purple dot, and then I know in the area where I have the floss hanging around, I have like 2 flosses hanging around in that area here and here. And I know the right one must be the lighter color and the dark one is the darker color. So I know the thread that's hanging around there is the 5 and the thread that's hanging around here is the 4 because of the little dots. And that's basically that's parking. That's how parking works. So yeah, see, this is the lighter, this is the darker. I know now which color is which symbol. And I'm using this also to yeah, I'm using this mainly to, you know, you see I don't travel a lot with my floss. So like on here, this is the last example, I promise, I will go on right away. But here you have a quarter stitch, and you have to travel from the quarter stitch. Oh man. I'm really trying to... Okay. Yeah, this is how it is. Okay. So I have a quarter stitch here, and I have to travel and count from the quarter stitch down to this stitch to continue my crosses. That's scary. So this is this is the color, and I hadn't filled in this part here, so it was really difficult to find my place. So what I did was I stopped here and I parked it down here, and I could have miscounted, but because it's the only color I parked here, I know the thread that is hanging around here is this diamond shape, and I'm filling in now these colors. So when I want to continue with this diamond color, I can count, okay, I have 3 stitches of this lighter color up here, and my next stitch of this diamond must be down here. And then I'm secure that I didn't miscount up here. And you know, here's a diamond quarter stitch that I have to make. It's all a bit fiddly, but that's how I go about it, and that helps me to avoid counting mistakes. I hope it was comprehensive and not too weird. I tried my best. Okay, but you know, many people are afraid of this, and yeah, you need patience. It's a bit slower because all these little quarter stitches, you don't see the progress when you make like 100 quarter stitches. It looks like nothing. And all the back stitch and stuff. But it's fun. It's very satisfying to see the really fine details come to life, and it's just crosses. You just have to be a little careful. You have to work with techniques that prevent miscounting, but then it's pretty easy to do. And I'm using a Paco organizer. Oh, it's this way around for my flosses, and that way when I do like maybe 4 full lengths of floss on here, also with the mixed colors, so I don't have to mix colors all the time. I can just take the mixed colors from here. So that makes it really easy and much faster. Yeah. Okay, so that's the castle. That's my update on that. Okay, let me see, what's the next? The next project I work on is Gamer. Oh, I hope I didn't forget to bring Gamer. No. Got it. So, I worked on Gamer for 8.5 hours. And I still don't have a page finished, but I really want to add another page to the project this month, because I really have to. So this is my project, this is where I'm at. I'm almost done with the page. Now I filled in all this, and I fill in the background with half stitches. But I decided that I just want to do the background because I'm not 100% happy. Like, it's fine for the background, but I wouldn't want on 25 count to stitch the girl in half crosses in the center. So I'm just doing the purple background just for fun with half crosses, and I also stitch the stars with half crosses. I'm showing you close up, let me show you. So yeah, I mean, you don't really see a difference, but I think the full crosses look much neater than the half crosses. I don't even know if you can see a difference, but if you look very close, these are not as nice as the full crosses with one strand, and that confirms that I don't like half crosses. I don't like 10 stitch on 25 count. Here I have much more trouble with laying the strands nicely onto the fabric. On 28 count it's not a problem at all, but on 25 it's yeah, it's okay, but it's fast, it's very fast. That's what I really love about it, and that's why I will continue to do the background color of the picture. But yeah, I want to still do the rest in full crosses. So that's the perennia plant, and I only have to fill the bottom area here, and I really want to do the next page, fully finish the next page. It's like up to here in July. So wish me luck. I really don't believe in it myself. But, you know, I mean, I still can do plans, even if I don't think I can make it. Okay, so next work in progress I've been working on is the Barbara Anna cell, the Spellville Halloween Barbara Anna cell. Where's my hand? Oh, okay, so here we go. That's the bag. I stitched on this for 5 hours, and I really want to finish it. It's the 28th, I think, today? Yeah, so I have another 2 days to try to finish that part. But yeah, that's how far I am with that, and I'm in the middle of a stitch here. What? Okay. So I really love this cell. Today Barbara Anna did release the 3rd part, and there's a lot of dangly bits down here on strings. There's a cat on a string and a little mouse on a string, and it's really cute, and I love it so much. So what I need to do is add the plant up here and finish the house, and there's a flying witch, I think, up here. And there's a sign which says bells, and that's it. Now, the changes I made are, let me show you. I have used, no, I haven't used that one. I'm sorry, I didn't prepare again. Now, I have my flosses just in this bag. So I'm not always like very good with my organizing. Most of the time I am, but sometimes I'm, especially with the small projects, I'm just tossing everything in here. Okay, so I use this color. It's the Gentle Art Burnt Orange for the project. Now I have to manually adjust. Okay, Burnt Orange by the Gentle Art, and it's a very beautiful variation. And yeah, so this is how it's turning out stitched. And I used this for the houses. And I showed you the sparkle last time. I picked this myself, the color, but I think it's very similar to the called for. This is just DMC, and I used black instead of the called for brown. And this is a similar color to the called for, and it's a DMC. And I added a gold leaf on here, and I want to add some gold accents along the top as well, so just sprinkling it here and there, because this is the DMC, and look at that. Look how ugly the floss is looking. After a few stitches I accidentally made the cut too long, and I hate stitching with DMC, with the metallics of DMC. I mean, they're okay, but they're really hard to look nice, to lay flat. So yeah, I really try to use this rest of the floss in all the small projects, so it's easier to do like small bits here and there with this floss. Yeah, so I hope to finish this in the next couple of days, or at least the June part. The July part will be released on the 1st of July. And she's also, Barbara Anna's also starting a Christmas sale in July, and I'm really tempted to do it, but I have to be realistic now about my projects. I know I have a lot. Oh, I forgot the flosses, of course. So it almost breaks my heart, but I can't participate. Even it looks very funny. Halloween isn't my primary style that I prefer, so I have to skip that. But I hope I can join in the next Barbara Anna sale, because I enjoyed this one very much. Okay, so this is the third project I worked on. And then I worked 2 hours on Snow White, and it's like only a few stitches, so I'm not showing you the progress on that. I mean, you won't see any difference. I showed it to you last time. Now, what I didn't show you last time is my Murky Manor. And now we're going to plans. So the plans for July is finish the Barbara Anna cell, finish one page of Gamer, and finish the mini mansion that I showed you, like the square mansion. I'm really close to finishing that, so that brings me down by 2 whips. That would be really awesome. No, it brings me down by 1 whip, because the Barbara Anna... No, it's not true. At the end of July I can finish Barbara Anna. And the mini mansion. That would be awesome. So, page on Gamer, mini mansion, Barbara Anna. And I want to get many more stitches into my Murky Manor, which didn't get any love since you saw it last time. And it's a lot still. I think I'm almost halfway done, and it's a lot of solid stitching to do, but I can do it. And I'm not finishing this in July, but I want to make a rule for myself that I don't start Miss Tigre before I finish this. So I'm at like 13 whips right now, or even 14 I think. No, I'm 13. I'm at 13. So I want to get down a lot before I start something new. My goal is still 6 to 10, so I can really get finishes, because I love finishes. Yeah. So that's where I'm at here, and I will show you next time where I'm at then. Yeah, if I manage to finish that, and then I can finally start Miss Tigre. And this is my, I think, yeah, this is one of my oldest. This is my oldest whip from like 2005, 2009. So yeah, it's about time. I really want to get this done. Okay, so that's my plans. I have like 4 points, and I will show you if I manage to do that in the next month. Good. Good that we're done with that, because I need a hell lot of time for my haul. Now I just got everything out that I bought, and I don't know if I can show you everything today because it's a lot. It's still a lot. Now let me get just a water. Oh, I came across this box, and I really think I never really showed you my beaded cross-stitch kit. I mean, I showed one cross-stitch kit, beaded cross-stitch, but not this one. So I have this for a year now, and I've been working on it here and there, and I always thought that I made a video, but I think I never released it, and I never finished cutting and editing it. And then I had an accident with my external drive, and lots of my raw video data got deleted, so I don't have the video anymore, and I think I never showed this to you. So this is a Chinese kit, and I also found that it's a very old out of print Dimensions image, I think, but it's long out of print, I think. So this is not available anymore, sadly. So I got this on AliExpress, and sadly every store that sells beaded embroidery on Ada is gone. This is how far I got, and it's fun. It's really fun, but I have so many hobbies, it's really difficult to get it out. So this is what, basically you do half crosses, put a bead on it, and you go. Yeah. So I traveled a bit up here, and this is all I got done. But I think I only worked like 4 or maybe 4 or 5 hours on this total. Not much more, but the beads are actually really nice and really pretty, and it was really cheap, of course, but you know, that's how it is with the Chinese kits. And but the beads are a really nice quality, actually. Yeah, so this is just like a side project, and you use like this white string. Okay, and this is how I store my beads. These are containers for like medication, and I just wrote the bead number and the symbol on it, and I sorted them by color. And yeah, let me show you. I mean, I love to look at the colors so much. This is what I probably love most about this project, is that I can take a look at the beads and be happy about it. I mixed up there because I took it to like a handiwork meeting, a local, and they got spilled. But it's just 2 colors, it's not bad. Aren't they beautiful? I just love looking at these colors. So if you want to see more of that, I think Rachel Ray does a a project like that, and Krella also does projects like that. And I've had this for so long. I think I even got this 2 years ago, if I think about it. And yeah, I never showed it. And I know there's like Russian companies that have like really nice cross-stitch projects, like Tokareva, if you know her. But they're really large, and I'm really not into that. So this is like the max size that's okay for me. I really don't need more. But yeah. This is also what I've been doing like 2 months ago when I didn't cross stitch a lot. I yeah, had a week off, or like 2 evenings of beaded cross stitch. These colors, I love them. Okay, now you know what I'm up to, and it's really funny because I think this is a they took the cross stitch chart and they even included some colored flosses for backstitch, but I'm really not sure if I can pull off backstitch over beads. So I think they really didn't think about that through the end, but we'll see, we'll see. I will show you my progress if you're interested on this too. Okay. And this is a shipping box that I usually use for my online shop, so this is really good for that. Okay, so haul now, finally. I don't know where to start. I just put it all over the place. I threw it in boxes, and I put everything I showed you last time in a box, so I don't show anything twice, but I don't know if it's possible that I will show you things twice. It's so much. I just, yeah, you know how I got mad in the COVID months and just purchased for my well-being. Yeah, so I got this on eBay. It's from a magazine. It was $1 or €1. And I thought this was really interesting. I was looking for something a little medieval, but also not boring. And I can see myself stitch this on a dark fabric maybe, to get it like on a dark blue, to have it look like more medieval-y-ish. And yeah, I don't know, it's called Jacobean Designs, and it's from Cross Stitcher 1995. I love that. I will actually look at the things, at the articles back here. I think it's awesome. Okay, so that's the first one I got off eBay. Then let me see, what do we have here? So I'm not sure if I showed this to you. I got Lady of the Mist off of eBay, and it wasn't that apparent that they took her out of the envelope. Like, sorry, I didn't want to flash the pattern, but I showed it just a little bit. So yeah, they took it out. But yeah, she's still very beautiful. And I'm tempted to start being a collector, because it's tempting to collect all the ladies, but I have so much stuff already. I really don't want to get into that, to be honest. I'm really trying every time to keep myself from collecting, and I can see myself doing a color conversion on her and then just give it away when I'm done. So these are all things I got off eBay. This is, I never seen this designer before. It's called Collection Tralala. I think it's a French designer. And yeah, it's bouquet, violets, and myosotis. I have no idea. I don't know French, really. I'm European, but I don't know a word French. I learned Spanish at school, and Latin, so I have no idea. But yeah, I thought this was very cute, and I really like the flowers. I'm not interested in stitching alphabets, even though this is a really cute alphabet. I think I will just cut it here and just do the flowers. Yeah. Then, so now my battery is already dying. I will just cut this off when my battery is dead and show the next part of the haul in my next video. Okay, so this is Barbara Anna Designs. I got this from a Facebook group and I had to buy it right away. It's Midnight by Barbara Anna, and it's just the little part in here and it's super cute. So as you can see, I'm really trying to go a bit towards the prim style. And yeah, but I love the colors. I love the spacing. That is very, very important to me, is the spacing of the stuff. So as of the little motifs on here. My eyes hurt. I mean, I don't think it's ugly when the spacing is irregular or the things are very far away, but it's just not pleasing to my eye to have it be very irregular. But this is, so I love that. And then, oh my god, I got this off eBay for like $3, or like, yeah. So this is from a find from an old lady, and her daughter sold the patterns on eBay and she didn't have any idea. Like, she didn't even include that it's a Teresa Wentzler. She didn't, yeah, she had just a bulk of patterns on there which you could look through, and she didn't know what to charge. So this is awesome, and what's really awesome about it is a handwritten chart. Like, it's a copy of a handwritten chart. And I think that's just historically so awesome to have. I don't know if I stitch it because I'm not into the colors and I'm not too much into peacocks. I mean, it's pretty, but oh my god, look at this. These are the leaves. Oh my god, it's like just backstitch. It's crazy. But oh man, I just love looking at this because I've never actually seen a handwritten chart. I love it. It's awesome. I think when I stitch it, or maybe, I think you can, I mean, I've heard people complain about it, but I think now I'm looking at it, it doesn't look that bad. Yeah. So man, lucky find. So this is another reason why I bought so many things, is that I just made these lucky finds, and you can't pass a Teresa Wentzler pattern on that's like on for like €3. You just can't. Tell me you can't. Yeah, so before this time I didn't have any stash, and I think now I'm in the normal like stash size. So I didn't work towards that, but that's just what happened. Okay. I think I showed my lavender and laces to you, but just to be sure. I mean, I think I told you I want to remove the wings on them. I'm not too much into angels, but they're always such pretty ladies. I really want to do her. She was in the set. I don't know about her, but I think she would be cute without the wings as well. And with a color conversion maybe. And I love the colors. And I think I can't get away with removing the wings, so she will stay an angel. But it's gorgeous. I love blues. Oh, she's beautiful. And her, again, on blue, very beautiful. I love blue and white. That's the reason why one of my favorite mirabilias is this one, and I got the pattern for it finally. And this arrived just like 2 days ago, and I really want to stitch her like as maybe as my next project even. So she's on my wish list at the very top. I saw her stitched on Angela Stitches. Go watch her channel, she's awesome. She has so many like really beautiful designs in the works. So yeah, but I want to stitch her. This is, let me see, but oh man, what annoyed me so much, it annoyed me so much, it made me so mad, but then I checked back and the person said it in the listing. To get this fit into an envelope, she cut it open. So she made the, so it's smaller. So she cut one side open, and this made me so mad. How can you do that? But yeah, that's bad. But what can you do? No, I think this is actually not the one that was cut open. There's another one that got cut open, and I'm really mad about that. But she seems to be fine actually. So we're good. We're good. Yeah, so she's like Stone Roses is her name. Like blue and white, that's just what I like. Okay. My camera is dying. I think I showed her to you, didn't I? Yeah. I did. And oh man, I'm still waiting for stuff for the quilting bee because I really want to start her. I will do her on this fabric, and I'm just waiting for specialty floss, and I will really want to do her in like these bright greens and turquoise and bright blues. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. So then I have a ton more mirabilias to show you. This is the Rose of Sharon. And I think I could see myself doing her in a blue and white conversion as well. She's gorgeous. I love these extras up here. I love when mirrors have like not only the lady but like more background to them. I miss those kinds of designs, to be honest, nowadays. So that's for that. I don't know if I showed these to you, so I'm really sorry, but I try to be quick. This is Tree of Hope. I got this from a flea market as well. This is second hand as well. This is Chloe. Or no, it's Cleo. And I really want to do all the witches, of course. And yeah, I think I showed her to you as well. So yeah, Mirabilia Parade. And before this spring I didn't have like any mirabilias. I just had the one that I'm working on and none else. So yeah, I got that going for me. Yeah, I just found these flosses for my chatelaine, so when I finish my mirabilia I can work on my chatelaine. I have all the supplies I need for my chatelaine finally. So I know y'all are waiting for it. When I finish my mirror, I will continue on that. Okay, so what do we have here? So, where's the other print out of her? So I bought this from Pushonka on... I bought this from Pushonka on Etsy. Please ask me how she's spelled. I won't have time to fill in my info box, but I will happily answer any questions you have. And so this is just a photo print out, and I love it. I'm just still trying to find the perfect fabric for it. I got some fabric dyed from XG Design, and it's pretty, but I need something really dark, and I think I wanna try Bitter Chocolate by the Crafty Kitten. like from the Crafty Kitten UK, or just like a dark grey original Witchelt fabric maybe. Yeah, but I love this design so much. And yeah, so I already showed this on my Instagram, and I think I'm going to kit her up this afternoon because I want to. But I got my 2 favorite Nimue charts. I have watched those for years, but they're a bit pricey. So she had a sale, an anniversary kind of sale, so I got those 2. And oh, she is also really beautiful. Genevieve? Yeah. I don't like many Nimue patterns, to be honest, but I love those. And I would love to see more like badass girls like her. Maybe I showed this to you last time, I don't know. I'm sorry. So I got the embellishments are not available anymore, so she's got like beads and chains and embellishments, but I have those things in my own store. So I'm also trading jewelry making supplies in my online shop. So I have like beads and this kind of stuff. I can get those easily. And I got the bead pack for the key. And I haven't even opened them, I think. But there's, oh man, there's a lot of beads in there. Like dark red and like a rusty red and more dark red. And that gold and brown and black and like a dark brownish gold. And this is called paprika and another brown. So oh my god, this project is going to be so epic. And this of course will be in the Chatelaine / Mirabilia category. So if you didn't know, I show this regularly. I think I can show it in my next video. I have made categories for types of cross stitch, and I'm trying to have like only 1 or 2 ongoing projects in those categories, and I have one like for like pretty girls or projects with beads and specialty stitches, and then something more for sampler like, something for Etsy, something for big full coverage and small full coverage, and one is for kids. So yeah. Okay, and the goal is to have just one for every category. But yeah, you know how that's going. Yeah, so these are those 2, and I see those 2 flosses here and I want to put them away. So I ordered from XJew Design, as I told you last time, and I just want to make you aware of something. So her fabrics are beautiful and she's very nice and very understanding, and she's really awesome. I love her collections and everything, but just before you buy, know that her images are very enhanced in color. So they look much brighter and much more saturated in her images than they are in real life. That's just how it is. So I would try to like tone the saturation down, because you can look in her shop. This is Fairy Tale, and in the shop you see it's a turquoise and a light cream and a really strong like rusty brown, like really beautiful. Yeah, I just loved that. So, but when it came here, it's like a medium blue, a cream, and this is the part that's the brown, and it's just not there. And I was very sad about it because I ordered 2 skeins and I think I still can use them, but I just want to make you aware that probably the flosses don't look as bright and saturated as they look in the shop. They're very enhanced. So yeah, but she was very nice about it, and I told her, and we're all good. But yeah, I think I can show you a picture here of what it looks, and I have another floss that I had this issue with, and it was like a really different color. Like, I realized, I mean, I deal with fabrics online for almost 10 years, and I know how the color of your screen differs, but that has nothing to do with that. It's really way paler than on the photos. So yeah, but I mean, I will maybe I can even use this for the quilting bee. Okay, my battery's dying, but I'm trying to see how far I can go. Okay, so I have the box of my last haul I showed you last time. I have it boxed and I wrote the date on here so I know what I already showed you, and actually I will do the same with all the other stuff that I just showed you. And yeah, I'm just, this is lace you can buy in my store, but I'm measuring it. I was just working, and yeah, then I thought, oh no, I have to film another Flosstube video. How about that? Okay, so let me see how far I can go now. Ooh, yeah. So this was a freebie by Pushonka, and I hope I don't say her name incorrectly, the store name. But oh, it's beautiful. I love it, and I really want to stitch it. This was a freebie that you got within a certain time that you purchased in her shop. Then this is from Creative Poppy, where you can buy the Barbara Anna PDFs. And I got this too, and this is by Shannon Christine. And yeah, I love them. I love them. They're beautiful. They're with, like, these 4 patterns are in here, and they're with beads and specialty floss, and oh my god, the colors, they're so beautiful. So I can see myself starting like these if I want to do a Stitch Mania. These are the perfect projects for that, and I really think I might do a Mania next year. Yeah, now I have all the stash, you know, and that's what I am about, you know, like, I love this and I love that. This is me. Like, I love that girly bright stuff and pinks, and not always pinks, but just a little bit pink is fine with me. And I love dark and horror imagery. So this is from Unconventional Cross Stitch, and this is a fairy, and she has like parts of a beetle on her top, and I think it's very creepy but very cool, and I'm not too much into like classical gory stuff that's just not doesn't have a twist, you know. I think this image really does have a twist with her wings, with the lights and shadows in her. And you just stitch the background up until here, and the rest is fabric. So I don't know, I'm thinking about stitching her on a white fabric and dyeing the edges before I start stitching in black or like a dark color. Yeah, okay, so this is a fabric I also got from XJU Design, and I wanted a brown, like a reddish brown mixed with gray. So in the variation, so a dark gray and a reddish brown. So I wanted to do this for my for the bug sampler that I showed you, and it's turned into a very grayish brown, in my camera is just showing a very different color here. I'm trying to, I mean, this is more like what it looks. It's gorgeous. I love the variation. It's beautiful. I love the, like, a little variation, but not too much. And I think this is just the perfect amount for me. It's gorgeous, but I'm really missing the gray spots. So I really wanted the gray. So I don't know if I use it for that or if I use it for something else, but yeah, I like this fabric. It's beautiful. And it smells really nice. So yeah, that's that. And what do we have here? Oh, we have another Mirabilia. And I got this from eBay, from a kit. This is Water Lilies Dark Shadows. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's for her. And I don't know if I will stitch it or if I will give it to my mother-in-law because she likes it very much. It's the September Sapphire Fairy, and as you can see, it's used. And shops really have the bad thing where they always glue like really ugly stickers onto those patterns. They just don't value them. I hate that so much. I really hate that. They don't see that these are actually becoming collector's items in the future. So yeah, that's sad, but you know, what can I do? And it was a really good price. So I purchased this for like, I don't know, it was like $10 for this plus beads and the water lily, so it was a really good price. And it has all the floss and it has these crynix, and I never stitched with these like holographic white kind of crynix. So yeah, I'm looking forward to her. And I'm currently working on kitting up at the mat by Mirabilia for my mother-in-law. And oh my god, this is such a beautiful pattern. I'm really thinking about stitching her myself. Okay, now I'm going to show you all about this kit. Now, this is from a French brand, Filanthrope, and even if you're on the English side, it says co.uk, but it ships from France. So, yeah, you find it under Natural Beauty. It's 20 by 31, so it's not too big. And it comes with this printed Jobelan fabric. So in Europe, I don't know if it's in the States the same, but in Europe it's very difficult to get Jobelan fabric. So this is something very special for me. I have never had Jobelan fabric and I really like how it is. I really like it. I've come to like stiffer even weaves. As I'm working with Q-snaps, it doesn't bother me that they're a little bit stiff, but I feel like the floss, it's easier to make nice stitches. But that's just how I feel. So this is 32 count, and I mean, the print is just stunning. It even has the curls printed on here. I'm sorry, I have to manually do the focusing. So you see like really fine curls, and you stitch to around here, but I think as far as I know, as far as I see, the stitches are not covering as well. Like the floss is very thin, so you will benefit from that you have the print built underneath, so you don't see like a white fabric showing through. And I love the little leaves up here and here. And yeah, I could never dye any fabric that way. And you start at the little white cross in here, so that's one of the few designs I will stitch from the center because, you know, it really has to fit with the print. But here is a cross printed. So all of the paperwork you get in here is French. So I don't know a single word in French. I learned a little Spanish and Latin when I was at school, so no French for me. I have no idea. So you get this little leaflet with a really cool ginkgo. I don't know if you call it the same in English, but yeah, this leaf design, this blackwork. This might be my try at blackwork because I can't imagine this to be fun, to be honest. But maybe I could try it with this project. And then you get things in French, more things in French. I think this is a thank you card. So I've run all of these through Google Translate. Okay, then you get this sheet here, and okay, so the first part, now when you get the kit and you have no idea, I just want to help you that you don't have to translate and try to figure that crazy stuff out that Google Translate says, so it took me a while. Now this part is an explanation of even weave, so the threads are woven evenly, so the crosses are nice and all that kind of stuff, and this paragraph says that you stitch over 2, and this is how you do it with these kinds of fine fabrics in comparison to Ada. Now then you have the explanation of classic DMC or classic flosses that have 6 strands which you have to separate, and the difference with the floss you get in this kit is that it's like one unifill. We have, like in German it's monofill, so it's one stranded floss. You have this as a technical term in the fiber techniques. So you don't have to separate them, they come as one. And that's basically what they tell you down here. And here you get some pictures on how you separate your floss. So this is similar to what I showed you in my Gecko Rouge instructions, and I'm not going to show it to you today because I'm not starting this right away. But what they tell you to do is shown here in the picture. So this is all one strand. So as you can see, it doesn't have a beginning and an end. So what they want you to do is get one of these parts out, as shown in here, and unwind everything up here. So you have like, you get a single loop like this. So you put one part down and you unwind this, or you untwist it, and then you cut like right at the cardboard, and then you have like one long strand of 60 centimeters of floss, and they tell you to put it back on the card with the loop method. So as in my Gecko Rouge video I showed you that you only have to get with the needle in here, and you can pull a full strand from the card without having to undo any knots or unwind anything. You just have to, you can go in the loop and pull the strand out that you need, and I will do this with these, but I'm not starting it, and I think I want to leave those neatly on the card as they are. Yeah, so I just made some notes so I know what to tell you. Then you reattach with the loop. Okay, that's all about that. So I'm giving you a closer look of the flosses. At least I'm trying to. So these are really like very like sewing thread, but like very silky thread, and I think I'm not sure. I haven't found any information on what this is, but I think it's cotton, but it is processed in a different way. So it's much shinier because it is just one thread, one very fine thread. Here you can see. So I'm really curious how this will stitch up on this fabric. And I think now that I'm looking, you stitch with 2 threads, so with 2 strands, and you can see the coverage is not crazy. So when you stitch with DMC, of course, it doesn't matter, but when you get the kit, you won't have like crazy coverage, but that's why you get the pre-printed fabric that fits with the colors. So it's not a problem that they don't cover very much. But what they tell you is that it's very easy to stitch with them because they're not fluffy or something. They glide very easily through the fabric and you don't have trouble with tangling or anything. And they're indeed very shiny. They really look like silk. Someone in the Stitchmania group asked me if they were silks, and I really wasn't sure at first because they really look like silks. I love the colors. This is just the colorway that I love. And you know what? I really like that it's like a black girl that is like has a very modern like look to her, because I'm only finding like maybe African or very traditional girls with darker skin, so I was very happy to find her with like this very modern style. It's very rare to find that kind of style. Just maybe I'm just not looking in the right places, but that's what I found so far. Now this is what the Mistigri collection has for you. Of course I like the goth girl, but she's too like comic style for me. I'm more into the realism. But yeah, I don't think that I will find another piece from Philanthrope that I love as much, but you don't know what they will find us in the future. Okay, so now for the stitchy part, because it has instructions of how you start your piece. And it's all in French. But, okay, so here are the symbols of and what you need to know is that this word, it's probably like fil or maybe in French, I don't know, but this word means strand. So you use 2 strands, and this is obviously cross stitch, like from this word, you know it's cross. And yeah, so you know it's 2 strands. Now when you see these, you have to mix 1 strand of each color, and that's what this asterisk, is that the right word, tells you at the bottom, that you have to mix both colors equally. I mean, yeah, with 2 colors and 2 strands, that's pretty obvious, but yeah, just in case. So yeah, these are the colors, and then you have here long. It's pretty easy to understand. So these are long stitches with 1 strand, and these are crosses with 1 strand, and these are more of the 2 strand stitches you have to do. Now I will talk about this here. That's also all in French. Okay, so the top part tells you that it's the stitch count and how big it's going to be. So now let me get my notes out. What's important here is that it tells you to start from the center where that white cross is that I showed you, then it tells you if you want to, you can use 2 strands to stitch her eyes, so it has a better effect. That's what they did here as well. So you see the very nice coverage, so they tell you when you stitch the eye, use 3 strands for the eyes to get better coverage, to make them pop, or I will do that, of course. Okay, so the next tip that is here is it's just explaining the cross stitch, the long stitch, and the French knots. So down here it tells you about the French knots, and you use 3 strands for the French knots, and for the yellow you use 2, 1, 2, 5, and for the blue ones you use 6, 7, 2, 2. It's like here, 6, 7, 2, 2 for the dots in blue. Okay, so then there's something about the back stitches, and I have to show you a bit of the pattern, but I'm doing this right now. And then it says, please just take care that you take the right amount of strands. This is important for the dimension, just like they tell you in the dimensions kits. And yeah, I think that's it. Now the back stitches are actually long stitches. Now as you can see, it's like there's a lot of really embroidery, and this is long stitches. Now the difference is that it shows you on the pattern how long you have to make your stitches, and I really love that. Okay, so I have to get around here to show you. Okay, so this is one leaf, and it has these little tiny dots. I hope you can see those. And these indicate where you have to start and finish your stitches. Now with back stitches you would usually do like 1, 1, 1, but they want you to do like here the 1 and here over the 2 and here over the 2. So they want you to do the stitches longer in some spaces, and they tell you when you go in and out of your fabric, so how long you do your long stitches. And I love that. It's really helpful to get the right look, because I think a lot of times we're all a little bit not sure how long we should do our long stitches or how long we should do our back stitches, especially when you have like these slanted areas. And yeah, so the dots here indicate where you start and end your long stitch. Yeah, that's it. Here you can see it has a separate pattern for the back stitches, which is very nice. The French knots are indicated by, I won't show you more, but here's a little dot down here. So this is where you have to do your French knots. And yeah, it's you can read it very well. I think I will do a copy like always, a working copy. And yeah, so that's the Miss Tigri pattern. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm really trying to dive deep into this project, and yeah, trying to help you as best as I can. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!